Hi, everyone. Good to be here tonight. And this is my second one of the new year, so I'm really happy to be here. Hi, Diane. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So I appreciate you being here tonight if you're live. And if you are, just put your name and where you're from in the news feed, because I'd really love that so I can have a conversation with you. Tonight's topic is going to be a topic that I got a lot of responses to based on a couple posts that I made. And it was a post that I put in on Facebook was that pain is your body's way of communicating that you have unresolved emotional experiences. So tonight we're going to talk about that. This might be new for you, a new concept. It might be something that you've heard. It's something that maybe you believe and that you want to do something with your pain. So be here, stay tuned, because we're going to have some great conversations and some great information to share with you tonight. If you're here on the replay, thank you for being here. I really appreciate how so many people are coming on to the replay and commenting and supporting me. So I want to thank you for that. So thank you for being here. Who else is here? Hi, Amber. Hi, Amber. Good to see you here. Thanks for being here. So tonight I really do want to share some valuable information with you. If this is something that is new to you, the information I give you, I'm going to encourage you to be open to it and see how you feel towards it. See how you resonate with it. What happens with new information is that the first time you hear it, you may not really, agree with it. But if you stay open to it, do your own discernment, do your own due diligence, and research it, because so many new bits of information on pain and your brain and emotional traumas are being released out there. We're learning more and more about how the brain works, how your mindset works, and how your mindset impacts everything you get in your life. Let me give you a little bit of background on me so you know where this is coming from. I had my own pain. Years ago, about 10, 12 years ago now, I had severe pain because I had mercury toxicity. And let me tell you, that was very severe pain. It was in my bones, it was in my joints, it was in my head, it was everywhere within my body. So I had severe pain to eliminate. And because of that, I really went down the rabbit hole to find out what was going on. And I studied with some very interesting, unusual thought thinkers that were very new, very cutting edge in wellness, because I had to find ways to get rid of the mercury and get rid of the pain and really have a thriving life once again. Who else is here? Hi. Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that, Amber. So when we experience things ourselves and we take it upon ourselves to do something about it, especially in wellness, that's when we really find so many things that we can do. And then we end up doing it as a profession, is what I found. So my experiences now turned into my profession. So in my path, I thought it was really just more about nutrition and wellness. And I found out that it really wasn't. There was much more. And it was a surprise to me because I had not heard it before. But I trusted the people that I was studying with, and I saw what was going on and I saw the results, and it happened to me that I got the results. So what I found from a top nutritionist is that what's really causing illness is not necessarily just about lifestyle. Lifestyle has a big part of it, but the biggest part of it is your thoughts. The biggest part is unresolved emotional experiences that you have. And I'll get into that a little bit more. I didn't stop there. I wanted to learn more about it because I found it really fascinating, and I found it to be truth for me. And then as I started practicing as a wellness coach, applied kinesiologist, and then an energy worker, I started seeing results with people, lots of people, for 10 years. So I studied with the Mortars, who were all about energy work and releasing interferences, which again is the emotional interferences. These are unresolved situations that you have in your life. So let me get into that a little bit more now. So unresolved situations, let's talk about two types of pain. The two types of pain that you have is either emotional pain from a situation, an experience that you found to be negative to you. So for instance, let's say that you broke up or you were getting a divorce from in a marriage, and that was very painful for you, emotionally painful. You were very disappointed. You were very hurt. You felt unloved. That is pain. That's emotional pain. The other type of pain is physical pain, where you ache in your body, you ache in your joints, you ache in your muscles. You have shoulder pain, you have neck pain, you have head pain, you have migraines, you have feet pain, you have maybe from that experience, you might have had a fall. You fell down the stairs and your tailbone got hit. And it was an emotional experience at that time because you had thoughts going on and you were not necessarily focusing. And so that emotional trauma that you were going through, that emotion that got kind of transplanted right then in that experience, then got lodged in your body, because that's how the body works. It literally gets stuck in the body, and that caused then physical pain. Another thing is that you had a trauma or something, you had an accident, a car accident, and maybe you had something going on in your life at that time that was a negative experience, and it caused you to kind of go into that negative spin where then you were attracting negative things based on law of attraction. You were attracting negative things and had a car accident and you got hurt. And then that emotion that you were experiencing got transferred in the body. And then that got stuck there and lodged there, and it's unresolved. You still have that reoccurrence of those emotions. They still trigger you. You still maybe are hurt from the breakup, hurt from the divorce, hurt from the fall, hurt from the experiences which led to that, and that got stuck in the body. So let me check in here. Amber, yes, you believe that? Yeah, I'm glad that you made that comment, because a lot of times when people are hearing it for the first time, they just deny it and they don't believe it's true, and they get kind of angry because it takes a while for a truth to sink in. So it's important to be open. I know a guy who has that. Oh, yes, me too. Yeah, so we're going to spend a little bit more time about it. Why? Because we have a problem with pain in this country. We have an opioid addiction problem. We have people that are in pain. They're in physical pain. And I wanted to bring light to this subject matter. I experienced it. I went down the path and I found it to be true, and then was using it in my practice and found it to be true for other people, and have helped many, 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 many people on this. And we're talking all kinds of pain, unresolved pain, trauma. One of my clients had physical abuse from her mom, emotional abuse. She had physical, emotional, she had mental abuse. And when I worked with her several times, things got triggered. And so we worked together right away when it was triggered, because she was hysterical because it brought it up. She was hysterical and she was in physical pain. Literally, her body could not move. It could not function. She had back problems, back pain, and we started eliminating the unresolved emotional blocks, and she started peeling that onion, and then her pain was dissipating. I'm currently working with someone right now who has a lot of, let's say, body pain from, it's like an autoimmune issue going on, where he has a lot of crunchiness and like a fibromyalgia type thing. Fibromyalgia is also due to unresolved emotional experiences that, again, could be something that was strictly emotional or emotional attached to the physical. So it's both. They're both the same. And then it goes in the body. One thing I learned, does it make sense to you guys? Is that starting to make sense? If you have any questions, please put your questions in, because I do want to answer your questions. For the people that are on the replay, also, please put your questions in, because I do respond. For 2 weeks, I keep checking the feeds. I do one every week, and I'll keep checking the feeds to answer questions to help you. And then for those of you that want to take it a step further, by working with me, I'll give you some options as well, because I want to make sure that you have solutions. That's the most important thing. So I'm going to share with you ways that you can eliminate pain, and then you can decide if you're going to go further with it. Makes sense. Good. Okay. Yay. Good. Makes sense. If you have any questions, Amber, just put it in the newsfeed because I'm here to answer them for you. Okay. All right. So the unresolved emotions. Let me give you an example of me when I was right out of college. I got my first job out of college, and I was really grateful that I had this position, that this job, but it wasn't what I really, really, really wanted. It was physical. I was working for a company in sales, and I was selling books and magazines, and they were putting them on I was putting them on the magazine rack, and I was lifting these boxes to unload them, to put them on the shelf, to merchandise the shelf, and to take them into the back room and to return them. So it was really physical. And, I work out and all that, but it was pretty physical. And I have to say, I didn't like what I was doing. This was not my dream job. I had a dream job in my mind to work for a cosmetic company, Revlon, and this was not Revlon. So I didn't feel really good doing my work. And when I was doing the physical work, it was really hard to do. So I'm lifting the boxes, I'm dropping down to merchandise the shelving, the magazine rack, top and bottom. And as I went down, I hurt my back and I heard something go snap. So needless to say, something happened. That was an example of an emotional trigger because I did not like what I was doing. I was kind of annoyed, kind of aggravated, negative emotions, frustrated, lifting the stuff. And then I hurt my back. And I went to a chiropractor to have him work on me. And he made me feel good. It was great, right? And it lasted for a little while. And then I went back to the job, and then I didn't like what I was doing, and I triggered it again. Well, it was chronic. I had this for a while. So I kept going back to the chiropractor. It wasn't getting resolved because it wasn't just about a chiropractic adjustment. It was about the unresolved emotional experience where I didn't like what I was doing. I wasn't happy doing what I was doing. And so I got injured. It kept happening over and over again until I said, I can't do this job anymore. This is not what I want. And it was 6 months that I was on this job. And I did get my job with Revlon. And ironically, the work I was doing with Revlon, I was working as a merchandiser in the store and in sales, and I was still servicing and merchandising racks and end caps and such, but I didn't have back issues. It was like gone because I loved what I was doing. I resolved it by changing my situation. So that's an example of something really physically happened, but it was also emotionally charged because I didn't like what I was doing. I was really annoyed, and that's what got stuck in my body. When I got rid of the cause, which was the job that was causing negative experiences, I no longer had the back pain, and I was able to be flexible. Now, I also did things to change by doing things right. I also had to work on my physical. I had to increase my core strength. So that's what I did. So, it's not just one thing. There's a variety of things that you can do or that is important for you to do. So I looked at everything that would keep me physically healthy, doing lifting and such. So, but it was really the emotional that was the big thing. So let's talk about, and then the emotional, if you have an emotional trauma, if you were bullied when you were a child and somebody kept bullying you about your weight, then this is an emotional trauma that causes pain for you. And maybe you do then have pain in the body. You have stomach aches when you eat. You don't feel good when you eat. You don't feel good after you eat. You have indigestion. You have pain because that trauma is unresolved, and now it becomes a physical pain in the body. This is so, so, so important to grasp this, because when I see so many people in pain and they're, doing all these different things, it's not working for them. They have to keep going and going, and it's not working. And I'm here to share what I learned, what worked for me, what I was able to eliminate, because for me, I had emotional trauma behind what caused my mercury toxicity as well. And I resolved that. I was resolving it over years. This is epigenetics. This is from my family. This is habitual stuff that I've been doing. This is stuff that I heard and learned, which were false, that I took on. So Let's talk about what you can do to eliminate the unresolved pain. Well, the first thing is you can change your situation. If you're in a relationship that causes so much grief and it's very painful for you, your first option is you could change your situation. You could get out of the relationship. You can change within the relationship. Maybe there's certain things you can do to make it better. I'm not saying physical abuse. I'm not saying that, but let's just say that it's not working. You're not getting along. Maybe there's things that you can do to be a better communicator and to have a more open relationship communication-wise. That's a possibility. I don't know your situation, but you have to look at, can you make a change? Can you do something to make a change? And that will improve your situation and eliminate the negative emotions. That's the first one you can do. The second one you can do is, in my opinion, the most important, and that is to release the emotions that are stuck. Release the emotions that are stuck within the body. What I learned as an applied kinesiologist, this is based on Chinese medicine, your body is literal and emotions get stuck in certain places. For instance, anger and rage and frustration, they get stuck in the liver. And that's why they say the liver is like an angry person. A person that has a liver issue is an angry person. That it's stuck there. So you have a lot of anger. It just comes out, a trigger. Fear is in the kidneys. So it could be fear, it could be anxiety, it could be hesitation. That's in the kidneys. And worry is in the gut. And so that's why when you're worried, you have stomach issues, you have indigestion, you don't feel good, you have pains in your stomach. And there's a lot of digestive issues out there right now. Yep. There's Amber. Yep. There's a lot of digestive issues. A lot. I'm hearing more and more about serious ones where people are having serious digestive issues. And that's in your digestive area, worry. So the body's very literal. So if you can eliminate these emotions and the unresolved experience, how you view that experience is a negative experience. If you haven't resolved it, it stays. If you resolved it, then it goes. And you won't have that stuckness, you won't have the stuck emotions, you won't have those triggers. So resolving it, releasing it. So how do you do that? There's many ways that I have learned. I've studied with the best. I'm continuing to study. I'm studying with Marissa Peer now. And there's so much information out there on how to release it. There's a lot of techniques. Some work better than others, different than others, because some are deeper, some go into the subconscious, some can clear it on a superficial level, and some go deeper, deeper, and deeper. To get the best results, you want to go to the subconscious level, where you clear it where it's at, which is the subconscious level. I do a technique, it's called the emotional clearing technique, which is on the emotional level, the subconscious, and it clears. And it's something that I work with people remotely on the phone during a webinar if it's group, or individually one-on-one on a live call. You can release it, and it's important to do it on a subconscious level. Now, the other thing is, it's not just up to the energy worker, the person that you're going to help you. It's also based on your experiences. It's based on your work. It's based on what you do to integrate, to apply, and implement it into your life. For instance, it's mindset stuff. So it has to be your thinking that has to change. It has to be your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs about the experience, and the feelings about it has to change. So when you work with somebody, we can release it so that the charge isn't there, but you've got to do the mindset work, which I'm going to go into a little bit more. So you've got to do the mindset work. It's really, really important. And that's on your part, because I don't know what's going on in your head or what you do on a daily basis. So I help people clear the charge. I also teach you how to reset and rewire your brain. So that is number 2, is to release it. Now, different techniques. I know I've had Reiki done, and Reiki does remove it. It's not as deep because it's not on a subconscious level, but it does. And there's tapping. That's another one. The EFT, TFT, that releases it and removes it. The technique I do, the emotional clearing technique, there is something called body talk. There's just a lot of different things that are out there that all work in different ways. And I don't know them all, so I can't comment, but there's a lot of different options for you. You know, there's lots of books out there that you can read. There's videos, there's things on YouTube, there's video programs that you can participate. There's group programs like I do. There's one-on-one coaching that you can do. There's hypnosis. There's all kinds of different things that you can do. So you've got to find what's best for you. No, it's mainly up to the person being facilitated. Yes, absolutely. Because a lot of times people think it's the quick fix thing, that there's a magic pill, there's a magic potion, there's a magic person, which is the healer, the energy worker. I don't even call myself a healer. I'm in the healing arts because I don't believe I heal. Your body heals. I am the facilitator to help you get to the place where your body can heal. That's the way I view myself and what I do. But it is on you. So you've got to take on a lot of things. I go straight to the subconscious level and transform. Yeah, that's where the beauty and the results are, is at the subconscious, because you don't want to keep going back and redoing it over and over again. You want to get to the core, you want to get to the issue, get to where and how it is, which is in the subconscious, and then release it, and then teach the person how to go forward and how to change their thinking and their mindset. Your faith has healed you. Yeah, faith is important. Knowingness is important. And okay, so that was the second one. The third one is a big one. Big. This is huge. This is probably the key that unlocks a lot of the issues, and that is forgiveness. Forgiving yourself, forgiving the other person for what you feel they did to you. Forgiveness is a gift for you. It's not to let the other person off the hook so that you're friends with them again. You don't have to be friends anymore. You don't have to go out with them and have dinner. You don't have to have a conversation to have forgiveness. Forgiveness is your gift, to let yourself go and set yourself free. To cut the chains is the way I call it. You cut the emotional chain, you snip the chain, and it no longer impacts you. There's been talk about how forgiveness is something that can happen overnight. I've seen it as well. When I do forgiveness as part of the clearing session, the person feels differently, and the next day or even that day, it's no longer impacting them. Again, it's the other person and their belief system as well. Do you believe that you have the power? Do you believe that you have the healing power within you? Do you believe that you're capable? That's important, to have that belief system in it, and then healing does take place. You have to have the strong belief. So forgiveness. So you forgive yourself. You forgive yourself for what you did, because there's always two people involved in every situation. It's like a give and take, giving and receiving. And even though you may think the other person was at fault, there might have been something that you can forgive yourself of. Forgiving yourself for judging the other person, forgiving yourself for holding on to the negative emotions, forgiving yourself for causing harm to your body, because negative thoughts are acidic in the body and causes an acid pH and causes pain and causes health issues. You can forgive yourself for that. Forgive the other person for what you believe they did, because people don't necessarily intentionally hurt you. They have their own issues. They have their own triggers. They have their own stuff going on. And their perception is what's causing them to behave their way. It's their opinions, their belief system that's causing it. So when you can be more compassionate and you understand how it works, you understand that we're here to have an awareness from every experience. We put a judgment on it by calling it good or bad, right or wrong, negative or positive. But what if it's just an experience to help you move forward in your life? Because every experience can bring you something wonderful. So if you have a negative experience, my belief is something better is around the corner. So rather than judge it as negative, I've learned to go, okay, not what I planned, not what I expected, not positive the way I wanted it to be, in my opinion. However, I know something wonderful is going to come of it. I know it's going to be the best thing for me. I'm going to do what I can do with my mindset to stay in that place. So that's really the best place to be, is to know that everything happens for you. So forgive and set yourself free. And finally, the fourth thing is to rewire your brain, to rewire the mind, because you are in this repetitive pattern of what didn't go right, what went wrong, how you feel, what they did to you. They did this, they did that, it's their fault, I blame them. So when you forgive and you can let that go, then you can reset and rewire your brain so that you understand that it's for your better good, that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always the rainbow. There's always the gold in every situation. And you train yourself to find it. And that is the best ever, when you can train yourself so that it no longer impacts you and it doesn't stay in the body and it gets resolved. So in my opinion, in my experiences, in what I see for myself and for all the people that I've worked with, these four are like the gift to unresolve to resolve the unresolved issues, emotions, beliefs, thoughts, and so on. The rewiring is the one where you have to really learn how to rewire your brain. This is really important. There's more information coming out about neuroplasticity every day. There's wonderful books that you can read. There's DVDs, there's programs that you can learn. Like I said, I'm with Marissa Peer in a program now. So you can learn, and you can learn how to reset and rewire. I teach this in what I do in my program. So when I work with clients, I take them from the first step to the fourth step. That's what I do. My background is in wellness, so I also I do mind, body, and spirit. So in everything I do when I work with my clients, we always address the body and what the body needs. We always address the mind, and we always address the spirit. So it's mind, body, spirit. So when I work with clients, I take them through all of that, because there's things that your body also needs nutritionally. There's things your body needs, like sleep, like water, like breathing, meditation, movement, that will really help you as well. So once you can get past the unresolved, you've got to take care of the body that has been impacted from this, because all the stuck emotions create situations, illnesses, and you've got to do things to kind of repair the body as well. So I'll help you with that and help you through the other 4 steps as well. So if you have any questions, please, please, please put them in there so I can answer them for you. So where do you go from here? Here's what if you choose to, is totally up to you. You can go forward on your own and try to figure things out. You could read wonderful books. I'm going to give you a couple books that I recommend, 2 different ones. This is The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton. He is a researcher, biologist. He has taught in many medical schools. I believe Harvard was one. And he talks about, he's my go-to guy when I want to learn about the belief system and your epigenetics, which also causes pain, unresolved issues. So this is a great book. This is one that I recommend. Another one on a different light is Louise Hay. You Can Heal Your Life. This is a phenomenal book where she talks about the body and where it's stored and what you can do. And for instance, if you have an ankle pain, she'll tell you what causes that. If you have headache, if you have specific health issues, she'll talk about what caused that as well as far as emotions. Love this book. This is a special edition that I got. You can get it in a smaller paperback as well. So these are two books that I recommend right now, but there's tons of books that I read. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly going for programs and constantly reading books on this because I love this. It's what I do. I'm dedicated to this to help people so I can help people move forward and get out of the pain. Because trust me, being in a painful situation, that was not fun. So the other thing I want to leave you with is if you would like my help, please reach out to me. There's also a question that I want to pose. Would you be interested in me creating a group program? Because I have not done a group program on pain. I usually work with clients one-on-one. However, being in a group program is very impactful and it's also very affordable. So I can create a program. I'm looking at a 2-month program because I want you to really delve into it and eliminate it, and it takes time. Body can react spontaneously. However, there's a lot of buildup of stuff, and so we want you to reset the mind as well, and that's what I'm going to focus on. So I'm going to basically take you through all the 4 steps, plus more. Plus I'm going to integrate the body and wellness as well. So if you're interested in participating in this type of a program, please put your information below and I will reach out to you. I'm also looking at doing next week, I will do a live session so that you can know what I do and how I work, and you can experience it before you commit to an 8-week program. So that will be available to you too. But please just put it in there, private message me, or just put yes, that you want information, and I will respond to you. So Amber, thank you for being here. Talking of sleep, oh my gosh, 3 a.m. Oh boy, yeah, definitely I know you're in Europe. I appreciate you being here, but sleep is super important. I'm working on that for the new year. So thank you for being here, Amber. I appreciate that. Thank you for being here, people on the replay. Thank you. I really appreciate you for being here. I hope that this helped you because again, I really want to help eliminate the crisis that we have right now on pain. And pain stops you from living your life. Pain stops you from being active, being physically active, being healthy, wealthy, successful, happy. It stops you. You can't live your life the way you choose to. And I want you to be able to do that. So thanks for being here, and I will see you later. Thank you, Amber. Thanks and good night to you. Thank you. Bye.